Greetings and welcome back to Smartwatch Ticks. You know, most of the watches we review here in a few months, they're replaced by a new watch. This watch, the Amazfit PACE, is still around after, I think at least 8 months since I reviewed it and over a year since it originally came out, and it keeps getting better. There have been a lot of firmware updates for this watch, and we're going to take a quick look at where it is today, and then you can compare it with where it was when we reviewed it when it first came out. First of all, this is the tethering app that goes along with it, and it's got a nice beef up. In the device section, it shows you that it's connected, it's available battery time, the step goals, sleep activity, runs or other kind of activity you've had, your heart rate, average, maximum, and minimum, along with your current heart rate. All that stuff is consolidated at the top. We have a whole page of watch faces and several new ones. I think you've seen some of them before. You just simply touch it and it pushes that new watch face directly out to the watch, just like that. And check all these out. This is a classic one that it came with originally. They're not what I remember. There it is. We've got these and these. And a lot of these, as we covered in a special video on how to make your own watch faces, a lot of these you can modify to contour them to your own tastes. This is the one you saw I just had it on. I really like this one. There's a lot of data and information available. Here's a nice one in blue. And of course, we have the color trans-reflective screen, so it gets brighter under light. Really nice. And then of course down here you can load your own image from your library and set it up as your own watch. So a lot of activity happening with watch faces as well. Your activity sync and your ability to export it to Strava are here. We had that before. Now it's a little bit better, easier for you to navigate all that stuff and export your data. We have notification settings where you can blacklist certain apps you don't want pushed. You can turn the overall thing on or off and not push phones when this phone screen is on. So if you're on your phone, you don't have it pushing the information to your watch. Only if your screen is off do you get the push. And then this is something brand new, a music remote controller. So from your watch you can control the music that's on your phone. That wasn't there initially. Okay, then we get into app settings where you have a sport item order. This is the different sports that you can engage in, and you can change the order for them. So it makes it easier for you to navigate to them. And then your overall weather settings where you can set up your locations and type of temperature, Fahrenheit, centigrade, all that stuff. Widgets and management. These are all the different widgets, which are what we call widgets, the different screens as you cycle through the watch. We'll see in a moment. And you can set them up in the order that you'd like simply by pressing and holding and moving it. And you can turn them on and off over here. And it has everything, including the music and training, which I have turned off to show you what that looks like on the watch as well. So all these different features are available as widgets. And then you even have more settings. This is a test notification area where when you press it, it will show on the watch and vibrate what it would be like when you get the notice that the battery is low. And so forth for an incoming call reminder, your stand-up sedentary reminder, your daily activities, goals being achieved, and a weather alert too for your local area. And then some system permissions where you can set up and allow notification read, which is required for it to push notifications, and of course contacts, so you can get your phone information when a call comes in. All that now is in the current version of the app. And the app is called the Amazfit app. Help brings you into a whole support area, and you can ask all sorts of different questions and check the 26 different articles and add questions yourself. Up here you have drop-down tabs for any tickets you have open, so you can communicate with them directly about your watch if you're having any issues. So a lot of updates, refinements, and support. And I think it's because there's that whole customer feedback connection loop that this has become a really nice watch and app combination. So the latest update, let me show you the sheet that they just put out on that one. It says, we hear your feedback. And that they have been monitoring social channels. They are on Facebook and all the others. And they said that a lot of folks wanted the ability to remote control music and video. Over and over that came up. And so they've added that and a few other nifty settings, some watch faces and improvements. And here's the full list of release notes for version 1.3.4F on the watch, and their GPS firmware, now version 3.12. The more they do those updates, the more stable the GPS has been getting, so that it can lock in and hold a good connection when you're doing all the different workouts that involve that. Okay, the app itself now has been updated, Android Play 1.7.4.2 release, and the music controls are, of course, are on there, and a timer widget reordering, so forth. And then the algorithm library has been updated for those of you who follow that kind of detail. All right, let's take a look at the watch. Let's just go through the screen so you can see. I'm going to be somewhat quiet and try to use a light here. I'm going to hold it in my mouth and get it on here. There we go. Now you can see it. When I go down, you get to this. This lets you go into a silent mode. You see that? This lets you go into an airplane mode. This is cool. This is the light. Now, I don't know if you can see. Watch. If I do that, it went 0. Then you have levels that can go up. 1 and 2, 3, and 4, and 5. So now, I know it's a little dim right there, but when I hit it with light so you can really see it, you have the ability to change the lighting, the backlighting brightness indoors. It shows you your current temperature, date and time, and then it goes into its lock screen mode again. Okay. And then you can get into overall settings directly here, where you have your connection set up for Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. You have, going too quickly on me here, the connection, common things that are between all of these, like setting up your 12 or 24-hour time, silent mode. Silent time, you can schedule it to go silent during certain times, your airplane. Auto airplane mode, you can set the vibration strength. I've got it set to strong. There's the backlighting again in the settings that you saw up on the tab. You can activate on wrist. That's where you turn your wrist and it will light up. Auto upload your data. Tap to wake. That means to brighten the screen. And your wear habit, if you wear it on the left or the right wrist. That's all in the common area. Then, well, it's leaving me there. Okay. Uploading the data is the same as synchronizing with the cloud so that you can store your data up there. Here's where you access the watch faces directly on the watch. You can get to them 3 ways. One is by going in here. Another is by pressing and holding on the watch face and sliding like on a normal Android watch. And the third is by pushing it from the phone. Boy, if I don't talk fast enough, I lose it, don't I? Okay. Here's where you can check for updates, and they've been updating it regularly. Here's the device information, or where you can factory reset and turn it off, I guess. That's and then find your phone. You hear it ringing over there. It's off camera. It's not showing anything on the phone, but just doing that. There's about, which gives you the name, Amazfit PACE, the model, the ROM version, the serial number, total storage, 2.56 gigabytes. So I could load up some songs and things on here. I got almost all of that free. Bluetooth, WLAN, and legal statements are on here. And then there's this lab thing where you can test out some features for them. If you go in here, PPG capturing. All right. What does that do? It tells you about it. In order to improve your experience, they will collect raw PPG data when you wear the watch. That's your heart rate pulse, and then they're going to use that data for research purposes. So you're granting them permission to upload your heart rate or heartbeat, basically, to the cloud for research. And then you can report any errors directly in here by going into a reporting thing. Ooh, it's regenerating a report, and I really don't have an error, so everything's fine there. Okay, back at the watch face, that was in the settings tab. We looked at all of these. When you go up, you get into the your playback, and I have actually Google News playback going on my phone, so it's acting like it's able to play that. CBS Tech Reports now playing. Well, it's not playing here, and it's not playing out of the phone, but I think I have that maybe turned off or down. Anyway, it's available now, and that's how you get to it, is swiping that way. You swipe to the left, you're going to get into all your different sports like before: a run, a walk, run indoors, biking, bike indoors. The difference between the indoors and outdoors is GPS is on or not. A trail run where you can get altitude, elliptical, your overall activities, and the settings, which give you on here lap alerts, safe heart rate alert when it's above a specified amount that you list, a heart region alert, which is new, which is cool. This is where you can bracket a particular region that you want to exercise in. You can turn it on, and then you can set the region. In my case here, well, it's blubber burning. And if you're exercising in that range, you can tend to lose weight. But you have also access to aerobic zones and high intensity, and you can even customize your range. This is what we've been looking for, where you get a warning, an alert whenever you are above or below a specific heart rate for a particular target zone that you're interested in. That's the main reason I wanted you to see this, is that's a big addition to the watch. Been out for a little while now, and it's great. You can run auto pause, so it will stop or pause whatever activity you run. If you stop, it'll pause it and then turn it back on. Same thing for riding. You can set a target time if you want it to alert you when you've run for 5 minutes, or a distance for 2 miles, or whatever you want. And a pace alert. If you're not in your pace that you want to set, it'll alert you. All of those are possible. Here's a sport trail, and that one says no traces available. Connect your watch to the computer and copy the GPX file to the that particular folder and try again. I don't know about this one. I think this one is where you can actually try to follow a particular trail that you see on your watch. Somebody tell me what that is, and we'll put it in the show notes, and that way you can read it just down below the video. And then data screens. This is how you set up the data files, whether you have 6 or 4 data fields on the screen when you're doing these activities. And what that means, we'll go back up to something like a run, and when you get it going, it's going to want to get the GPS, but you can skip it like that. And you've seen this. Train center has stopped. Okay. Here we have your time and your GPS route and the music player. And if you have that set up, you can play your music while you're doing your run. And then over here is where you can pause it. It's automatically paused. You can resume or you can stop it. And it's too short, so that's okay. And of course, different things give you different activities give you different information. So like a trail run, skipping the GPS again, will give you, okay, it's tied into that training center. I'm not sure. Here you have your elapsed time and pace information, and more and more and more information, including heart rate that it's going to come up with, your altitude, feet, elevation gain and loss, vertical speed, I mean, just all sorts of data. So we have a significant improvement in the Amazfit PACE watch, which you're seeing right here, including, when you scroll to the right, the daily overview of your step count, your continuous heart rate, and I mean, really, it gives you a whole chart, and it will monitor your heart rate constantly, or you can say check now, the overall weather forecast in your area, the digital compass, when it comes up, that's pretty accurate. It turns relatively quickly. The north is about pointing toward me. Seems to be a little off, but there could be magnetic interference, or it might need calibration. But that's there. And alarms that you can set, a stopwatch, a timer, sleep monitoring, and these are the ones I disabled, you saw before, but that doesn't mean they're turned off. It means I can go into them and work with them. They're just not going to get their own special screen. So there's a whole thing called the training center that's available now too. And that's another whole lesson in and of itself that I'm not sure what it does. Oh, it bounced out of it. Shut down? No, not ready to shut down. Training center, details, okay. Here you go. You can set up a plan and you can start training against that plan and learn more about how the training center works. And then music is the music player to play any music that you have in here, of which I haven't loaded any, so there's nothing to play. But they're disabled as far as showing up as their own separate cards. And again, you can reorder these cards any way you want to. I have the, right now, the daily overview is the first one, just past the screen with the time on it. Okay, that is a quick update. I mean, a really quick update of the Amazfit PACE. If you're interested in this watch, it's definitely still for sale. They've dropped, I believe, the English and the Chinese version and consolidated it into one. Check down in the show notes for updated listings on this if you're interested. Be sure to click over and watch the original review, and it'll be at a slower pace and show you more detail of how the watch looked like when it first came out about 8 months ago. Well, we're just about done with this little review, very short. But I got something new to tell you about. I have an assistant. Thanks to you guys who occasionally click on one of those ads, a little penny here, a little penny there, and I was able to hire Mr. Eeper. Yeah. Mr. Eeper is going to be joining us. In fact, I'm going to have him join us right now with this watch, the Amazfit PACE. Okay, Mr. Eeper, you want to come in? We call him Cal around here. Yeah, Cal Eeper. Here he is, and he's all digital. Thank you guys for your support. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have the pennies to bring this new tool in. So you're going to start seeing on our upcoming reviews. Yes, I know, I was going to cut back on them, but it looks like I'm going to be adding to them by having Mr. Eeper come in here and make some measurements for us. So in case you wondered what the size is on the Amazfit PACE, let's check it out. Now, I haven't ever done this before. Looks like it's about 45.6 millimeters round. I think that's round everywhere. Yep. And everybody wants to know the thickness. Yes, I got to make sure I get the diode thing in the middle, right? Like so. Make sure it's up there nice. I'm coming in at 12.9. Maybe we'll call it 13. All right, about 12.9 to 13 millimeters. Not the thinnest, but awfully close. What's the thinnest? Well, let me show you something. You are in luck because I happen to have the new watch I'm just about to review. You're going to want to check this one out because it uses that same transflective mirror, or what do you call it, memory LCD screen technology. It's square. What does it look like beside this one? Check them out. This one's a little bit bigger. This one's a little bit squarer. And let's see if it's any thinner or thicker. Get the calipers in here. Mr. Cal, Eeper. Right to the tip of the diode. Can you see that? The thing sticks out a little bit on the arm. And even there, it's 11.6 millimeters. Now, if I drop off of it to the edge here, ignoring that little bump on the back, and measure it, 10.6. Now that's thin. 10.6 over, basically, but with the heart rate monitor part. Wow, I'm not used to this yet. Okay, that's why there's a handle up here, I guess, to pull on, right? Okay, 11.6 and drops down to, wow, 10.3, 10.4 right there. And in terms of width, I'm doing this because I finished that review. It's already edited and uploaded. Just needs to be published. And of course, I'm not going to have this in that review. 35.5 wide by 42.9, 43 in that neighborhood tall. Okay, keep your eye out for this one. Got a 3 in it. It's got an S in it. It's made by Y Loop, and that should give you enough to look for it. Wow, I've never seen one like this. 2 diodes on either side, and the center thing is raised. I guess it gives it a better seal against your skin for getting that capillary response. Oh, and yes, another thing I didn't mention in the other video, it is doing continuous heart rate like every half hour or so, and you get a chart that shows you that. And the sleep stuff is really cool too. You get a really nice graph from sleeping with it, which I did last night and just took a look at it. Okay, you've been watching Smartwatch Ticks. I'm mixing apples and oranges or something together, but they're both really neat reflective screens. The Amazfit PACE, you've just seen the update, and the 3S from Y Loop is about to be revealed. You guys are killing me. I know you so well that I know already what you're going to ask in the comments. I sit here when I'm done and I go, okay, what did I forget? What did I forget? Yeah, I got 3 of you already saying, Mr. Ticks, we don't care about the width of the watch. We're going to want to replace the band, you silly guy. How thick is the band? Okay, on the 3S, the band comes in at, I don't want to squeeze it too tight, I guess, 23.8. How about right up here, right there? 24. You call it a 24 millimeter band on this one? Well, you know what? Maybe I better pop it off because it looks like it's different on the inside, doesn't it? Ah, look at that. Okay. It gets wider, but where it actually goes into the holes is 20. It's a 20 millimeter band that it opens up to 24, yeah, to give it that kind of a good look. All right, that's on that one. I better do the same thing on this one. Pop the band off. He says. Okay, now that one looks straight. So I think we're okay on this one. Let's get the overall width is 22. And look at that. It goes right to the very edge at 22. Well, I'm squeezing it. It's rubber, 21.9. It's 22. So 22 millimeter band for the Amazfit PACE. And what did I just say? 22 millimeter? 20 millimeter, right, for this one? 20 millimeter on this one. Okay, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Okay, Now we're done. Really appreciate your subscription, guys. It really helps out. And liking the video helps to propagate it. Sharing it is really a neat idea. And again, thank you for clicking on the ads occasionally. Just a little bit helps. That is a good feedback, not directly to me, but through the process to me, so that I can get some equipment that we can use to test these even further. All right, we'll see you again soon.